In this tutorial, we're going to take a look at the brush tool. And what the brush tool does is it acts like a paintbrush. And we can make some changes up here on the properties box. First thing we can do is by changing the brush tip. So we can have some predefined brush tip sizes. These bottom numbers here all have to do with pixel sizes for all of these different brushes. And then I see that I have a hard tip brush. I got these soft tip brushes, I've got these square hard tip brushes, and I've got a few custom brushes that I have here. What I could also do is, even after I select one of these, I could also come down here and I could change the diameter, the spacing, and the hardness of these predefined ones that are here. And I'm just going to use one of these large hard tip brushes just to show you a few examples of some of the other things that are on the toolbar here. So we're going to go ahead and load this 70 pixel brush. And at any time I could always go in here and I can change the colors for my color palette, but for right now I'm just going to use a 70 pixel brush. So I can see right now that when I just simply click, it makes a very hard edge. If I come down and change it to that soft tip brush, you can see that when I click, quite a bit softer, and then so on and so forth for these other brush tips that are there. The opacity is going to change the amount of how much I can see through what is being painted. So if I change that opacity to, let's say, somewhere around 50, and then I paint next to the 100% opaque, I can see it's actually not painting it gray, it's actually 50% see-through, and what's behind this black that I just painted is white, so it gives it a gray looking effect. I also have what's called this hard tip option. And right now these are all hard tip brushes and these are all soft tip brushes. So even if I chose this 70 with this soft edge to it, if I choose hard tip, you notice that it actually gives me that hard edge. I also have what's called scatter. And scatter works when I click and drag. So if I click and drag, you can see that the paint is actually scattered as I draw versus just putting it in a straight line. I also have what's called diffuse. And diffuse is kind of like a splattered paint. So when I just simply click, you'll see that it's almost like little paint splatters on that canvas. So that's pretty straightforward how to use the brush tool. Again, I can change the tips, I can change the size, the spacing, the hardness, I can change the shape, and I could also change the color. It gives me a lot of different options when I'm painting.